Hey, thanks for listening to this Trainer Spotlight episode on Fitlete Radio. My name is George Pagan III. Let's meet our coach.
My name is Dylan Mayorquin. I'm a coach and I'm the owner of Integra Fitness in Nashville. We're a gym that focuses on one personal training. I have a team of three other full-time coaches. And, my story of opening my own gym is like a lot of other coaches that do it. I invested a lot in continuing education and conferences and mentorships, and I built out a large client book. And so the logical next step for me was to open my own gym. We've been open about 3 years now, and my focus has shifted from learning on how to be a better coach to now learning on how to be a better business owner.
I know you're an awesome coach and take your job seriously, but to get to know you a little bit more, can you tell us a funny story about your life that happened outside of coaching?
The first thing that comes to mind is a vacation from hell that I took a few years ago. I had just opened my gym, so I was working my butt off, just trying to make everything work. We booked an all inclusive resort in Mexico with my wife and my parents, and we went in January, which is an important piece of the story. We got there. It was amazing. We had drinks, we ate great food, we explored the resort, and then I woke up the next day full blown flu. I was miserable for the next 3 days of the trip. And then when it was finally time to leave, which I was like totally ready for at the time, a snowstorm was hitting Nashville. So we had a layover flight in Michigan that I was at their airport for probably 12 hours. And we finally got a flight into Memphis that landed at midnight. And so we had to drive in the snowstorm back to Nashville. And I ended up getting in bed at like 5 a.m. It was horrible. And I swore off vacations for a long time after that.
We can't train everyone exactly the same. Our clients come to us having different life experiences and sometimes force us to think outside the box when it comes to their training. As a coach, how do you problem solve with your clients who come to you with some common aches, pains, injuries, some physical limitations, or previous traumas so they can still get the results that they want and the ones that they came to you for?
We work mostly with the general population, so it's pretty rare that someone walks in without some type of ache, injury, or pain. We always take a collaborative approach. Our job is to help this person find their trainable menu. The things that we can do right now that are going to still move them towards their goals without causing more harm. And we're always very mindful of our scope of practice. We're trainers, we're not physical therapists. So we try to do very little, if any, corrective exercise because honestly, we're not going to do as good of a job at it as a physical therapist. And we are quick to refer out if we think it'll help the client train better and make faster progress.
Just like we are, most of our clients are spending time on social media and can get information from other people in their family and social circles. When questions come up during coaching calls and training sessions, how do you address some of the common misconceptions around nutrition and exercise with these clients?
I try to educate gently. It is very easy as a coach to roll your eyes or maybe be a little bit too blunt with a client, but most clients are just repeating stuff they've seen on social media or heard from a friend. They're not trying or do they want to be wrong. So I try to be helpful and not dismissive. When I can, I give clear evidence-based information and it's if it's something I'm not educated on, I always tell them I'll get back to you with an answer. We also use our social media and email content to regularly address some of these myths for our clients.
Our clients can come to us for many reasons, and often they tell us in their consultations or new lead questionnaire that they have multiple goals or they're trying to work on a couple of things. Usually it's not just one sole specific thing. How do you approach goal setting with these clients who have multiple objectives when you ask them about what their goals are?
This is definitely a it depends type answer. If I have a client that comes to me and they say they want to run a marathon while also deadlifting 3 times their body weight and want to achieve that in 2 months, then I will definitely take the time to educate them on why that might not be the most realistic goals to do at the same time. But if their goals complement each other, like they want to get stronger and faster, then we can absolutely train for both at once. And honestly, I am just pumped when any client comes in with any sort of specific goals. I think the absolute hardest people to write a program for are the clients that say they don't have any real fitness goals and they just want you to tell them what to do.
I believe all coaches should have similar baseline knowledge before starting to work with people. And I'm building Fitlete to help bridge some of these gaps that exist in our exposure to education. What experiences or qualifications do you think are crucial for coaches to have in order to deliver the best service they can for their clients?
I have a two-part answer to this question. Certifications, solid programming, great queuing, staying up to date with continuing education. To me, that's the baseline. A coach should have a plethora of certifications and knowledge under their belt. But what I think makes a great coach and really separates a good coach from a great coach is the coaches who are great communicators. That means knowing how to listen, being empathetic, and working with your clients, not just telling them what to do. I think that the soft skills make a huge difference and get overlooked, and it's a massive area of opportunity for growth for coaches. I personally would hire somebody who has a great personality and is a great communicator, but lacks some of those certifications over somebody that is highly certified, but really lacks personality.
Our industry is evolving every step of the way, and we're getting to the point where it's essential to have some sort of technology within your business for both the experiences you can deliver for your clients and your ability to grow sustainably. How do you use technology to assist you in your coaching as a coach and behind the scenes as a coach that nobody really sees?
Well, we still write our programs on paper. So, in many senses, we're very much old school. But behind the scenes, I do use Chat GPT a ton to help me edit any sort of content that I put out. I feel like if you're not using some sort of AI to support your business at this point, you're probably falling behind. There's just other businesses are going to be able to out stuff so much faster than you, and it's really done best as an editing tool. You still kind of have to gather the information and package it up nicely. It'll just help you organize your thoughts a little bit better, but that just gives you so much speed over other people. We also added in a billing and scheduling platform that saves me a massive amount of time on admin work. So I think between that and AI, I think those are two must-haves for any coach or gym owner today.
Dylan, thank you so much for coming on and sharing some great info about yourself. I met Dylan at the Raise the Bar conference in Dallas a few years ago. I think it was the first time that they held the event in Dallas. We both chose to purchase the extra access tickets and got to sit in a specific section during the conference. One of the cool things that I think I've mentioned about Raise the Bar is that they have these little small attendee icebreaker sessions between some of the presentations, and that's how Dylan and I met each other. We talked a few times after that. He introduced me to a friend of his that he had brought to the conference, or they came to the conference together, and we started chatting about the opening of his facility, some of the things that he went through in doing that. As I was toying with the idea to do the same thing or something similar in my business in the future that I was kind of struggling with. So yeah, it was really great to know him in that moment, and got to hear his story and really kind of shaped how I was about to do some things in my future. I'm glad you got to know Dylan in this episode a little bit more, and check the show notes to see how to connect with him best. That's all for this episode. If you want to learn more about Fitlete, please visit fitlete.com. That's fitlete.com. Thanks, and I'll talk to you soon.